what should I watch out for? Hi, I'm Wendy Jordan, and this is my husband Tripp. He is founder of Medicare for Her, owner of Jordan Retirement Solutions, and nationally recognized speaker and publishing contributor. And today's question was written in by Susan. She wanted to know, what in the world should I watch out for as I go through my Medicare research and decision-making process?
Right.
So, honey, I think you've written down some things for Susan?
I did, just because there's a lot of them. But I narrowed it down, Susan, to really the 5 red flags you want to look out for. So I'll kind of go through these in order to kind of keep me on point so we don't ramble on a 4-minute video. So the first one, calling you right when you turn 65 years old.
Yes.
And we get a lot of ladies calling us after they've spoken to an agent or 2 or 3 or 4.
Right. And
So-
to be honest with you, as you've went through training over the years as an agent / independent advisor, a lot of times, just some insider information, they train agents to just dial until you can convince somebody to buy something from you. And I don't know about you, but as a woman, maybe it's a woman thing, I don't know, or maybe I'm just weird, but I hate that. I don't want to feel like I'm being sold. I don't want to feel like there is no relationship, there is no effort, there's no rapport. It's just like if somebody called you up on the phone and asked you out on a date, or worse, asked
Right.
you to marry them or something without even building that connection or that relationship. It's just really, really rubs me the wrong way.
Well, and again, you who are watching this video don't realize there are a lot of lists of people aging into this market, turning 65. We call them T65s.
Yeah.
And a lot of agents will buy that list and just start calling, hoping that they catch you at the right time where you're prepared to buy. But again, like Wendy said, they haven't taken any time to culture a relationship or develop any trust, and
or educate you in any way, shape, or form. They simply want to sell you, and that just rubs me the wrong way.
so that's the first red flag if somebody at 65 starts calling you. So that ties into the second one, which is then calling even after you've asked them to stop calling. That's pretty simple. That's called a jerk. That's, somebody that's an annoyance and a pest.
Yeah, you're supposed to, by law, be removed from the list and not approached again, but we hear it. We hear that people get called numerous times, and it is frustrating when you're trying to live your life and you're being interrupted and distracted by somebody you do not want to talk to.
Yeah. Well, and there's no secret, when we, as an agent or an advisor, enroll you in a Medicare supplement, we get paid a commission.
Right, it's your job.
Correct. That's our business and how we feed our families. But if they keep calling, again, all they're seeing you as is a dollar sign.
Exactly.
And that's unfortunate. And again, in a previous video I mentioned, they especially prey on ladies.
Right.
They think they can push you or bully you into that.
Right.
And that's unfortunate. So we good on that one?
Yep.
Okay. Number 3, not having an outside office out of their home.
Yes. Sorry.
So, no,
I was
that's,
trying to hold it
I would just say that, and everybody's got to start somewhere as an
Right.
advisor. There's no question about that. You can't get your license and then have a great office right off the bat. But
Right.
what it does show is maybe they're fairly new. Maybe they may be doing it part-time.
Right.
I think I read a statistic, 60-70% of the insurance agents out there are part-time.
Right.
And this is too valuable a decision for somebody not to be on their game full-time. So
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you're in your home trying to work, especially if you're doing something part-time, there's distractions, you're not focused, you're not committed, you're not, out there in the community and building this business as a full-time career. It's just kind of like an afterthought.
Right.
And that's dangerous if you put your trust in an agent or an advisor that's operating that way. This is too big of a decision. It's too critical for your lifestyle to trust it with somebody who's...
I'll give you a quick story. Many years ago, I was probably mid to late 20s, a guy came in, said a few nice things to me, and I could tell it was kind of out of the norm there. Started building some rapport, and then he told me he was with this certain big-time financial agency, and he wanted me to disclose all my financials so he could kind of do a financial needs analysis. And then I come to find out in the course of the conversation that full-time, he drove a bus. But he part-time did the insurance thing on the side and at night. And I thought, holy cow, I'm not giving you, I mean, it's just not a professional
And
way
those are the times where you get that check in your spirit or red flag.
That hunch, like, this isn't good.
Exactly.
So anyway, I don't know why I shared that, but it is applicable. So you don't really want somebody maybe part-time and it could cause you a lot of pain if they make a mistake for you. Number 4, newly licensed and not actively involved in the community. I know this is a big one for you.
Yeah, and like you said, everybody has to start somewhere. We're not denying that. But if you're newly licensed, you don't have much experience. And if you don't have much experience, then you're not going to have the tools in your arsenal to know exactly what your client needs for their particular situation.
Or maybe even enough carriers to choose from.
True.
Instead of just pigeonhole you into one carrier that they
That's a good point.
have to write.
Because a lot of times the brand new agents, they go to they become captive.
That's right.
To a certain insurance carrier.
Yep.
And they only have that carrier's products to offer.
That's right.
Which is normally extremely limited.
And you know what? Many moons ago when I got in this business, I was a captive agent, but it didn't take me long to figure out this is not good for the client because I wanted to give you more options instead of just forcing that what is it, square peg in a round hole.
Right.
And that's what a captive agent, because they don't have a choice, they can only push you in, whether it's Humana or United Healthcare or Aetna or Cigna.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we write about 30 or 40 different carriers.
Yeah, they're just simply unable to pull back, step back, look, and see what's the phrase, the forest from the trees?
That's right.
And see it from a higher perspective to know exactly what needs to...
And a better perspective to help you. You're the client.
Yeah.
And so my philosophy is, we don't focus on income. The income is determined by the outcome of what problems we solve. And so if I can help you in the best way possible, again, we get paid. There's no secret to that. But I'd rather get paid honestly, knowing I gave you the very best plan that was available instead of forcing you into something. Maybe I make more commission. Maybe it's not the right carrier. Maybe they're not a rock solid carrier.
Right. And that second part of that red flag, you said active in the community. That's really, really important to me as well. It's just important to get out there and show your support of the community and show that you care and network with people and partner up with charities. I know we are big proponents of the Twilight Wish Foundation. But that's just important. It just shows that you have a heart and it shows that you care about what you're doing and that you care about where you live.
Well, and it reverts back to the previous one. How can you do that if you're only part-time?
Right.
So if you're a full-time advisor, then you're going to put that effort into being seen in the community and making contributions. But if you're doing one or two other jobs and that's just a side thing, you're not going to make that effort there. So that's number 4. Number 5 is not making it their practice to educate you. And in other words, they're just trying to sell all the time instead of educate. They're selling.
This day and age, that may have worked in the 70s, years ago. But nowadays, we have such resources at our fingertips as consumers. We can go out and get the information on our own if we really need to. It takes a lot of time, and it's definitely smarter to go with a professional, but I don't blame people who just have a few professionals that have, harassed them and pressured them. I don't blame you for going out and trying to find the information out on your own, but...
It always comes back to that saying, people hate to be sold.
Yes.
But they love to be educated and consulted.
And they like to buy.
That's right.
Maybe not more.
And and if you're at this, obviously you're at this age and to be watching this video, if you're 40, you probably aren't watching this, but if you're 65, 70, 75, 80, you're watching it, you do need to make a choice. And you do need to buy, or maybe you have bought and you feel like there's something better or more affordable.
Yeah.
And that's where we come in as full-time advisors. So.
I think that's why we try really hard to over-deliver and really go above and beyond, setting up, doing these videos, educating, doing the workshops, doing the newsletters, being a contributor in some of those news outlets. It's not easy. You can't be lazy, and accomplish a lot of things in life. And you've accomplished a lot. You shouldn't be ashamed of that, but it's because you're willing to put in the work and attract people to you instead of...
And they deserve the value.
Yeah.
They deserve the right content, the right information, the right options to give them the choices that you need to make.
Right.
And again, You've got to have health insurance. When you're 65, what are you going to do? Stay on original Medicare? Are you going to get a Medicare Advantage? Do you need a supplement? If so, what supplement, what price, what carrier? There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, I think it all comes back to a heart issue. What's that phrase? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
And
that's
sums it up in a nutshell.
More true. Like, it's funny when we do workshops and speak in front of 50 or 100 ladies and that kind of thing. It's funny because you realize how they demand that trust factor more than any other industry.
Absolutely.
I mean, because we don't sell Medicare supplements. It's really selling trust.
Oh, absolutely.
And value and relationship. It's not the product.
It's the connection,
Yep.
without a doubt, with anything in life,
Yep.
especially for women.
That's right. So I know we rambled a little bit, but
Yeah.
those are 5 flags there, Susan. So
Yeah. Hopefully that helps you. And if you need some more education, we always host a workshop a couple times a week. It's called What Women Need to Know About Medicare. So if you haven't attended that, definitely do that. There should be a link somewhere where you can register. And we will see you on the next video.
yeah, see you soon.
Take care.
Thanks. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it and learned some things that you didn't know prior to watching it. If you know anybody that you feel like this video can benefit as well, feel free to share it.
Definitely. And you can click around on the screen and it'll take you to different places where you can connect with us on Facebook. You can visit our website, maybe watch some other videos, and you can even register for our workshop that we have coming up. We'd love to meet you.
Take care.